was penis inspection day at school, and it all went downhill from there.
School?
Yeah.
Well, hold on. That's not a real thing.
No, right.
It's not normal.
Guys, did you ever have penis inspection day?
Like, your dad would come in.
My dad was the coach and the preacher
And the doctor.
and the doctor.
And the butcher and the barber.
It was a very tiny town.
It was basically just like me and my dad.
it was just me and my dad. Anyway.
Oh, shit.
Oh, my
What's
God. The theme of the night. The theme of the night.
I did very little research into Element 115.
That's good. We don't have to talk about it. We can talk about
we can.
time travel and stuff.
What do you want to talk about?
I want to talk about my feelings.
We're going to talk about our feelings today. Welcome. Hey, do y'all believe time travel is possible? On the real. And do you think that people have time traveled before?
I don't understand how it would, but I like to believe that it is.
I like the idea rather, but yeah, that's kind of the thing, is that every concept of time travel that we know, I feel like is way too neat.
Because I think back to like gravity and its effect on time, like maybe the way that we think about time travel isn't the way that it actually would be, like it in practice.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's not like, boom, you're in the 18th century or something like that. But if you could somehow like reverse gravity or lessen the effects of gravity, like how astronauts, when they go up into space, what was it, like Interstellar, where they're gone for like a year, but it's actually been 10 years. That's more like how it would actually work out, but I don't know how you manipulate that.
Can't necessarily calculate it to travel back in time.
Yeah, I don't know.
And what is that?
I don't know.
This guy discovered recently that how like the paradox of if you went back in time and stopped your parents from getting together,
how would you
how would that work? That I believe it was through Einstein's theory of relativity, that time is self-correcting, so it would fix itself. If you stop them from happening, it would still have to happen and fix it, where they would meet in another way and you would still be born.
Oh, interesting.
What I don't understand is, what if you went back and like killed one of your parents? Would that they do it?
Well,
how time wouldn't be able to correct itself by bringing someone back from the dead?
When we think, like I said, that sounds almost like, okay, so when I say like a neat concept, like that's what I mean. Like it's too clean of like, oh, now your time has to kill your parents, or does that mean that your DNA and the molecular thing that you forms just another baby or something like that? Like I don't know how like that works as far as like, and then like you Hayden was saying, doing the gravity thing, like you can affect kind of time and manipulate in a certain way. I guess you can like make time move slower for people somewhat, but I don't know how the idea of going back to like a different reality or something, like truly like a different reality, then I mean, I guess it's hard to comprehend for me.
Go
ahead.
Okay, I'm gonna go. So I think okay, cool. I'm gonna go. See you guys later. Bye.
I'm gonna go back in time before I started. No, I'm just kidding. Anyway.
What bothers me about that example of you going back and killing your parents is it makes me sad. I'm kidding. I don't like about it. I don't like thinking about it. No, but like what? Okay, so you go back and you kill one of your parents. I don't think of. My brain wants to think of like there's a time to go back to, back to the future where you came from. But I don't think that like the time that you came from, like we'll call it the present, and you go back. Once you're back, then all that stuff that happened after hasn't happened yet. So I don't think you can go back to where you came from that point, because it like you're assuming that it's going to happen without it happening, I guess. Like having faith that time will progress in a similar way, or life will progress in a similar way to a specific point where you exist. Like, does that make sense at all?
Yeah, the butterfly effect. You go back and change one thing, it's going to affect how the entire future develops from that point forward again.
But I also don't think, like, if you were to go back and kill your parents or one of your parents, you would still inherently exist because you did exist in the future, over here in the future, and now you're back here in the past and you kill somebody. Well, the fact of somebody dying doesn't make you not exist. Like, it's not going to rip your molecules apart, right? Like, that happening isn't necessarily, like, you're still your own being, just you probably logically shouldn't exist because of the elements that you came from. One of them is gone now. I don't know. It's
the weird. What is this? There's always like a clear established rule set of time travel, and I feel like that's even something you go out of the way to establish in your sci-fi storytelling. Even like as far as like this is how it works. This is how time travel in this version works. So the idea of like, so like you were saying, Tyler, like time needs to correct itself. I guess what is the limits of that? Is a bunch of like, I mean, as far as the scale of things, is a bunch of like humans, like organic matter being a certain way truly on time, or is it bigger kind of events that are trying to like put it into place? And then like I said, but that's, it feels like it's such a weird shot in the dark of rule sets that I don't know how it, like, yeah, it's very, it's interesting to think about.
Here's a fun thing. If you could time travel, would you time travel to the future or the past?
past.
The past? When?
That's a tough one. Because I kind of have two different approaches. I either want it to be like fun, like just have a fucking party the whole time, or I want to go back far enough in time where I can actually make a difference on now, right? So like, if I were to just go back and have fun, this is going to sound weird because it's the Depression basically, but like 1920s, like if I were to have been born in like 1905 or something, so I'm 20 years old in the 20s and go through like the roaring 20s, like that would be pretty wild. I feel like that'd be fun.
That would be really fun.
Also, like, yeah, I don't know. That's tough. I also have thought about like even more recent future, you know, if you were to move back to like the 50s and start some sort of, I mean, there was like a civil rights movement and like civil rights activism all throughout history, just to varying degrees, but to be more a part of that or make something like that more prominent, or I don't know, like make shit actually happen, you know, like actually make an impact on that, or, you know, same like 1900s, go back and start talking about the environment, things like that.
Then, yeah. So you would use it to better
either
the future.
Fun or good, but I mean,
for fun. Or
but in
for
either
good.
way, you kind of sound like you would want to change things. If you just went back to the 20s, what would you do for a job? What would you want to do? Would you invent, like, if you have your knowledge, would you go back and like invent toaster strudels?
So I would either do something like that, or I would just be an artist. I would make like dope ass art and become like part of the beat generation or something like that.
How many pieces of art would you make before you started stealing art that you knew about from the future?
I would start doing that immediately.
Yeah, like as far as like heavily influenced, it's like, all right, I'm not gonna like just totally steal this piece of art, but I'm gonna make.
Or like influence them.
Yeah.
Like if I know that there's, you know, like go meet up with Dali, be like,
And
bro,
then
I got an idea.
You just do like a melting
Long
clock.
legs. Yeah. What if you took a tiger coming out of a pomegranate? What about that? Did you think about that one?
Did you think about it? Yeah.
What if you paint their fucking masterpiece? It's just like, bitch, you're never gonna do better than this. I know.
You're assuming that I'm a better painter.
Yeah. The problem with that is you have to learn how to paint first.
Yeah. I want to go back to the 20s so I can become a painter.
I don't know.
That'd be wild.
So I could fail at that. I don't know.
Because
that's sort of
like
my
Dolly
approach.
Was pretty popular in pop culture, but you probably wouldn't be known for your art until now.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Like I'd want to be somebody that like sort of a
legend.
This is romanticizing, but like, you know, yeah, like an overlooked artist of the era or something like that.
He had all these crazy ideas about cubes that you could talk to other people across the world on.
Yeah.
He painted all of this fantastical art and talking to people through glass screens.
Books
That
made of
weird
chrome.
guy. Yeah, books made of chrome. What about you, Cutter?
Best
Would you
in-
go to the future?
Sorry,
or
I
the
can't
past?
take credit for that joke. There's a YouTube video that I'll have to share with everyone that they mentioned
right.
that.
Cut that out, Tyler, because we want to make sure
That
that
we're
Hayden
all
is credited
we're
for this
talking
joke.
about
It's very
stealing
original.
art right now.
Yeah,
That's
we're
true.
stealing
Okay.
art.
Yeah.
That's my idea.
The best art is steal. Don't you know that?
Yeah.
Dude.
I said that. Not
Plunder.
Picasso. Fuck you.
His famous quote, "Steal."
Space. Yes. Steal. Yeah. Steal. That was good. Anyway. So I was thinking about this other day, as far as because it's always tempting to want to like go ahead and get in on like the industry before it starts or something. But I feel like a lot of people, myself included, would go back in time, like could try to do that. I don't think as many people would succeed at that, even with that knowledge. Like some things are straight up like you could steal, like betting, gambling. You can make a few of those, but you can only make so much before you start changing the future outcome of things, right? So like I was thinking like it's not like even as reaching back is like going back and getting in on like the YouTube era or like the streamer era.
Yeah.
Okay, if you could get in on that right now, if us three could get in on that right now, other than volume of videos that we could probably create, knowing that it's going to be a good platform, could we really guarantee that we were going to be famous YouTubers back then?
No.
I mean, it's kind of like a thing where it's like,
Without
No, but you have
recreating
a-
other videos.
I mean,
Like
yeah, okay,
grown
like,
ass men doing Charlie Bit Me.
but it would be a very conservative effort because you could only steal so much before you begin changing the audience of like you can't just take all the top 10 vines and release them like back then because then you change what people think is funny. I mean back then as far as that becomes like a culture thing. You know, so it's kind of like I don't know. It's weird to think about, but I think about like if I were to go back then, you could try to get ahead in some shit like that, but I don't know if really just one person, just that one person armed with the knowledge of the future could do just anything they wanted to like that, you know, just in any industry. Now, of course, that's going to vary from thing to thing, but I was like, I don't know if I could just pull that off and be like, yeah, I'm going to get into movies. Now, a weird thing, I could take a lot of pictures of myself and like have some weird photos from the future, you know, that people can
Yeah.
still have in the future, but that's
Right.
it. You know?
Similar sort of tangent, I guess. I've thought about like because all you need to do to be what I've found growing up, an easy way to become super successful is doing what I'm not doing, which is something that is like different and unique and totally you that like nobody else can do, right? Or something that like people don't even know there's a need for it, and then you come out with it and it's like, oh fuck, well there we go, that's great. So going back and like inventing the fucking toaster or something like that, like just one thing that you do super fucking well, and then you become the toaster guy, and your whole fortune, your wealth amasses because of your fucking invention. Your one invention. That's all you had to do. Yeah, I made the fucking toaster. I'm a gajillionaire now.
Yeah.
Like just something super niche and specific that you can master and just
Problem is, I don't know how to make a fucking toaster. Do you? I would go back.
That's cool.
I don't. I don't know if I would go.
So, anyways,
to the future. Fuck you guys. I'm gonna mute you. I think it'd be cool to go to the future, but I would rather go to the past. I would want to go to probably like Egyptian times while the pyramids were being built. I would want to find out
Egypt is still around, so
the things that
I'm gonna
I want to go back. No.
you know what I mean when I say Egyptian times.
Ancient Egypt, yes.
Ancient
Difference between
Egypt.
like Egypt and like
I time traveled to like Egypt like 5 years ago, and just to see how the pyramids were built, what was going on around
5
there.
years ago was a terrible time to be in Egypt, but
Yeah.
and then all the revolutions and stuff.
I think I'd want to go to Syria, like right now.
Right now.
Iraq around 2002.
You said you want to see. You said you wanted to see some history, guys. Like here it is.
I'd go to New York on like September 2000.
Yeah, like
2001.
early mid-September.
Yeah.
Did y'all ever see that fucking Robert Pattinson movie?
Remember Me?
Yes, that ended
I loved
oddly.
it.
I mean, it's a good movie, but that whole like it comes out of nowhere, and you're like, whoa.
The only
that's
9/11
right.
movie I can think about was extremely loud and incredibly close. Remember that? It was a book.
I remember it, but I
Movie.
never
That was
read
good.
it.
What a
I never read
terrible
it either,
book
but the
title.
movie was good.
I mean, it's a book. It says
Hey, how about you tell that to the
Just saying.
fucking author whose name I can't remember right now?
It's extremely loud.
How dare you disrespect this person? I don't know what their name is.
I mean, I'm just saying.
I'm
like,
gonna get offended on their behalf.
You would think you would start with an audiobook format, at least, if you're gonna name your book extremely loud, incredibly close. I mean,
And the whole
guess-
audio is him right up next to
I mean,
screaming the book at you.
I mean, like, unless you're deaf, you're like, okay, I guess. You're just like,
I get it. This book is extremely loud and incredibly close. Anyway, you would go back to Egypt to build a pyramid to see how the pyramids are built.
I would build the pyramid.
Dear
built that.
Monkey's Paw, I would like to
did
build
that.
the pyramids.
You get that slave driver just whipping me. No, I would want to see how they're built, or meet Jesus, or go back to dinosaur times. Any time where there's mystery throughout history and we don't know what has happened, I would like to go there.
That'd be cool.
So I could see what actually happened, and then report
Or
on
like
it.
Stonehenge, like how the fuck?
Did you just
what
name
that talk was
our
about.
new season of 5 Minute Men?
History
of the mystery of history.
The mystery of history.
It's fucking awesome. We just go back. We just look at unknown events and just speculate about what fucking might have
History's mysteries.
happened. Yeah,
Would you tell people that you were a time traveler?
No.
No?
Well,
Are you going back to like live there the rest of your life, or would you come back?
I'd probably just stay.
Just stay? So you wouldn't
Really?
tell anybody?
Damn.
Yeah.
So you would
Because
just be
if
like,
you told them, they
fuck
would be
you
like,
guys.
Yeah,
Back-
no, you're not.
Stay back to the twins.
There would have to be like like if I found my soulmate or something and I decided to like start a family and a life
Mm-hmm.
through a normal
In the
progression,
20s?
I probably would tell that person, but nobody else.
What if they didn't believe you, and then they decided to leave you because
a
they
good-
thought you were crazy, and you traveled back
You had
almost
a
100
perfect
years
life.
to find your soulmate. You had a perfect
true.
life. Would you
That's
come
a good
back?
question.
Would you come back then?
I mean, I'd want to. I'd want to escape the situation. I'd also kind of want to prove to myself prove to them that I actually can time travel.
What if
Like,
you?
all right,
What if?
bitch, bye.
What if you
Bitch.
can't come back, and then you start to think that like you're like a beautiful mind situation where you are crazy, and you start to second guess like, I don't know, am I a
Like,
time
did I
traveler?
just imagine all that? Did I just
Yeah.
have like a dissociative
I
episode for 5
I
years?
haven't seen A Beautiful Mind. Does he just get gaslighted? Is that the fucking plot of the movie?
Yeah, he thinks he's like working for the CIA or something and doing all of this crazy mathematician stuff because he was a genius mathematician, but he thinks
But he was
he's
also
doing more
crazy.
important things.
He's
Yeah,
also batshit crazy. Oh,
Yeah.
shit. They never cover the part of the time traveler thing where it's like you just kind of like, yeah, you failed, but
What?
You failed because you what?
you
I'm
fell.
confused what you mean by falling.
Yeah.
Failed.
Oh,
Like you
failed.
failed.
Oh.
Like you failed. Like as far as like you went back in time to like make all the success and shit. You had a beautiful life, and you told your wife you were time travel. She dumped your ass, took the kids, like all this shit like that.
Your father is crazy.
Yeah, your father was crazy. He was a great inventor. Then he had all these fucking time travelers shit. Nobody will invest in his company.
Have you ever?
Now,
This is,
now I have to get back in time.
I have to get back to my wife.
Before I told them I was a time traveler, I had to invent a time machine to go back.
to prove it. This is not related, but I was thinking of like that sort of success story where everybody thinks you're crazy, but you actually succeed one day. There's a song by John Mayer called Walt Grace's Submarine Ride or some bullshit. And it's about this guy, Walt Grace. I think it's Walt Grace. I don't fucking know, but I don't know if it's true. It sounds legit, but I haven't looked into it. But he like starts making making a submarine in his basement, and he wants to like do a solo submarine ride all the way to the other side of the world. And his wife thinks he's fucking crazy, and everybody thinks he's nuts, and he's not going to do it, and he's going to die when he tries it and all the shit. But then one day the wife gets a call from China or Japan or wherever on the other side of the world. And it's
the police telling her that her husband died in a
Yeah.
submarine accident.
The Japanese police called. They found a submarine with your husband in it and a John Mayer CD. Weird.
Yeah, he's. Okay, so first of all, I'm sorry, his submarine didn't move that fucking fast. So he was gone. Like, his wife didn't even know he was gone for like 2 weeks. So he's like, hey, babe, you never know where I am from China. I don't give a fuck, Walter.
You know what I've done?
You're not supposed to call here anymore. The court ordered it.
We talked about this, Walt.
Nancy, I just want to see him. You cannot see Billy, okay? And not after your submarine shit. But I made it to China. Don't fucking care.
Lose my number. Idiot.
Oh my gosh.
They never talk about like in the Disney movie or whatever. It's like, I did it. I made it to China. And what, you thought like you get your kid back? No, that's not how it works.
No, I don't want the kids back. I just want you to know that I made it to China. I'm much happier without the kids.
Cool.
Okay.
Hey, kids,
Okay,
wave to your
konnichiwa.
father. Hey, kids, your father's in China. You want to talk to him? No, your kids still hate you, John. Nothing you did mattered.
That's like, I can't imagine somebody legitimately saying that to me. That is like kind of heartbreaking. Nothing you do.
It sounds real.
Your kids hate you. Nothing you do is important. That's so mean.
I have to go back.
To China.
I'll be back in 2 weeks.
I have to go back. I have to go back to when she loved me. The time traveler.
Anyway, it's a really good song. You should listen.
Anyway.
All right. Commercial break.
Hey, you guys.
Yeah.
Try Daddy's Milk today.
I'd buy
Here's
Daddy's
some
Milk
of the
from you.
satisfied customers who purchased Daddy's Milk. Here are their testimonies.
I just thought that I would never connect with my son until I tried Daddy's Milk. Daddy's Milk
Isn't that
saved
cool?
my life.
And now on to the next one.
So, back in the day, my wife left me.
Cool. Try
and-
Daddy's Milk today. Now comes in gallons. We didn't even say what Daddy's Milk was. Is
What
it
is
actually
Daddy's?
Daddy's Milk?
Yeah,
I
I've
was
been
thinking-
using
my mind
Daddy's
went to-
Milk. I've been using Daddy's Milk for about 5 years. I still don't know what it is.
Male bonding applied directly to the forehead.
Daddy's Milk.
He's definitely your child.
Denny
Daddy's
card.
Milk. You won't.
You won't.
Daddy's Milk. Bet.
Daddy's Milk. No cap, no sus. Pure Daddy's Milk.
Every jar of
Womp, womp,
Daddy's
womp,
Milk,
womp.
they do not have caps. It will spill everywhere.
Daddy's Milk never expires.
Or-
Hey,
sold
you
in
ever try to
California.
get loose milk from the dark web and your order gets picked up by the postal service? Not with Daddy's Milk. This shit's totally legal and completely loose.
35 grams of protein per serving.
Call today for the low price of $19.95 plus shipping and handling.
It's got electrons and protons and neutrons and stuff.
Daddy's Milk. It's matter.
Order now and get 3 syringes for free. Does Daddy's Milk
not
come in a
included.
syringe? No, it comes in a bag.
Daddy's Milk not included. Batteries not included. Daddy's Milk also not included. Take 1 cup of actual milk, 1/4 cup of Daddy, 2 restraining orders from your ex-wife Karen.
R&B. Shaggy. Was it me?
I wanted to learn the words to that song so bad. I remember I had a Now That's What I Call Music, whatever volume that was back in the day.
Did you not open up the CD manual?
The CD manual?
Do you not remember
How does
this?
this thing work?
Do you not?
It's the lyric book. Yeah. I just have never
A
heard it called a
manual.
CD manual.
What else was it supposed to be called?
The lyric book.
Oh, I'm sorry. The map to the CD. I don't know what the hell y'all want to call that thing that came in the front.
The music book.
And that's Daddy's Milk.
Try today.
Daddy's Milk Dark.
I was just about to say, Daddy's Milk Extreme.
Daddy's Milk. Oops, all daddies.
Oops, no milk. There's like an adult or a mature version just called Dad Milk. Daddy's Milk for the kids, and Dad Milk for the dads.
Extra crunchy.
Super dry.
Daddy's Milk, no pulp.
No pulp.
Daddy's Milk, 2%. 2% of what?
Milk?
It's like the commercial is some guy sitting at like a really fancy restaurant, like a steakhouse. He orders a steak and like, what would you like to drink? They go over their specials. Like we have red wine, we have white wine, we have whiskeys. I'll just take one cup of Daddy's Milk. Yeah. He has a mustache. It's like all chunky.
How about my usual slurp? And there's like a fancy, like a super old fancy guy, just like covered in milk. He's across the restaurant. He's like,
but it's like all over him. Like he's covered in milk. Like he's just pouring glasses of milk on him.
Then he like turns to the camera. He's like, it's not a night out without Daddy's Milk.
I want this to be the most critical Daddy's Milk commercial you've ever seen. Like the Kennedy assassination, except the package head blows out and boom, Daddy's Milk. You know what I mean? We have no idea what you mean, sir, but we're going to shoot the commercial.
I don't always drink Daddy's Milk, but I wouldn't. I always drink Daddy's Milk.
Don't you lie. I always drink Daddy's Milk.
You'll hate the way you feel. I guarantee you.
You'll hate the way you feel.
Daddy's Milk. It'll make you sick. Okay, so remember when Wendy started doing breakfast? And I said that weird, didn't I? Breakfast?
Yeah.
Breakfast.
Yeah. Breakfast.
My throat decided to not work.
Wendy's breakfast
Now Daddy's Milk.
Daddy's Milk is an essential part of every breakfast. Breakfast trademark.
Yeah,
Daddy's
Wendy's.
Milk.
Anyway, I got the first time I got Wendy's breakfast. I got the fucking breakfast baconator, of course, and I was texting Keaton, and he was like, "Give me like a quick review of your experience with the baconator." And I filmed myself. I was walking into like a coffee shop or something. He's like, "What's up, guys? It's Hayden coming at you with the brand new breakfast baconator review. I just ate one about 5 minutes ago, and I feel like dog shit."
That's good.
I'm pretty funny sometimes.
That's pretty funny, man.
And now I'm morbidly obese, so you know.
Daddy's Milk.
Daddy's Milk.
Daddy's Milk. You're obese now.
Oh my god.
How long can this bit go?
I think we can keep going with it.
Yeah.
I put Daddy's Milk in a shot glass and put it in the microwave for 2 minutes, 30 seconds.
It's boiling everywhere. There's barely any left.
Yeah.
In the
Well, it quits boiling
done-
after a minute, and then I eat it with a spoon. You know, kind of.
it like solidifies.
Like flan
Yeah.
after that.
It's like flan.
Have you ever done Daddy Milk Bombs?
Oh, dude, so good. I used to get
Yeah.
fucked up on Daddy Milk Bombs.
Daddy's Milk and lime. I guess what all this circumstance is summarized to say is that I just want to drink Daddy's Milk like my granddaddy, so I can be strong like him. Daddy's Milk. Supermarkets everywhere.
Be strong like your grandpappy.
Daddy's Milk for war criminals.
Just like that. What the fuck was that, History Channel? That was an hour of my life. I was okay with Ancient Aliens, but what the fuck is this?
Oh my god. That got me so awkward. War criminals. Now sponsored by POW. I have a question related to what we were talking about. How do y'all feel about curses? What do y'all think?
Like curse words?
Like, words or yeah.
Fuckity fuck shit fuck. No, like hexes.
Spells,
like
hexes.
Spells, curses.
What do you mean? How do I feel? Like, do I feel like they're real?
Do you feel like they're real? Do you think that there are? Well, I guess yeah. Do you think they're real?
No.
Okay, Cutter.
No, but it doesn't matter because yes. It sounds really complicated. I know. Sorry.
I know what you mean. I know what you mean.
Yeah, okay,
If I walked into a tomb, nobody had been into it, and everyone's like, "It's cursed. You don't want to do this." I would think twice about what I was doing, and they said, if you open this sarcophagi or open these little containers, you're going to be cursed. You know what? I probably wouldn't mess with it.
You open up and get sprayed with daddy's milk. Oh God!
1,300-year-old daddy's milk, and pressurized.
What if you opened up like King Tut's tomb or sarcophagus, and like everybody thinks that there's all this shit's gonna come out, or like a spirit will come out of it, and it's just like a pop gun that goes bang, like a little flag comes out. That'd be a funny skit, wouldn't it?
Daddy's milk, sponsored by King Tut.
King Tut's favorite drink.
King Tut, the original creator of Daddy's milk, and it's just like Egyptian letters, like birds and pyramids and stuff.
What would you do if you go back in time? I would go and I would sneak into King Tut's tomb and I would put a Daddy's Milk advertisement inside so that when they open up the sarcophagi, it just mind fucks everybody. So like,
that's how you know if I discover time travel and I travel back in time and you see
like
a
an
new story.
ad for Daddy's Milk or something.
Yeah, or just like you see it randomly, like spray painted on the Sphinx. Daddy's Milk.
That actually would be wild.
It'd be even more wild that I created spray paint.
right.
Daddy's Milk is easy. But
how did you make? It's like you created spray paint. It's like, what do you mean spray paint? It's like you're talking about like, do y'all remember the blow markers?
Blow pens, dude. Fuck yeah.
Okay.
I remember that.
Yeah, do you remember blow pens?
I had too many of them. Yes.
What is a blow pen?
Oh my
What
God.
are you talking
It was a
about?
pen straight up. So like it was a pen.
Mhm.
This is the ink part.
Uh-huh.
This is the mouth hole,
Uh-huh.
and it had like marker. It was like normal ink marker with a cover around the bottom of it, and you would just straight up and blow ink onto the page.
So
Was it
Sharpie went, oops, we made no tips. Basically, like, figured out how to sell it to children. I mean, like, it was, because, like, yeah, it was like, here's the thing, like, they would,
made no
dude, it fucking was. And, like, so, like, yeah.
It was like an as seen on TV thing.
That's the absolute thing. It was always like commercial and everything like that. So you blow into it, and it would be like, cool. It's like a fucking air gun, like it just like sprays magically and all this shit like that. It would work like that probably once or twice, ever. And then like after that, it wouldn't do shit.
Anyway, curses.
Curses, yeah. So no, why do you ask? Or,
sorry, yeah.
So I was thinking about the fucking. I mean, kinda. I feel like. More so, it's not that I believe in them wholeheartedly. It's more so like the caution, like the fear of them. Like
absolutely,
yeah.
That's what I think.
That's what I believe in more so. Just the potential.
What happened? Tell us the real story.
No, I don't believe in it, but I also have a strange like. I don't know. Nothing. I don't have any like supernatural experiences, but my mom has had some that she like hasn't divulged. Sort of for the same reason. Yeah, she had way too much Daddy's Milk and fucking tripped and saw ghosts. No, but like she had some weird like supernatural shit happen when she was a kid, and so like I don't want to ask, and I can tell she doesn't want to talk about it. Like she's fine, she's a normal functioning person, but it's still just like it's just interesting to think about how
it is.
What
you
if
should
what the
ask
fuck
her.
if like what if it's real?
You should ask her.
But I don't want to like.
I think you should ask her.
You act like she says she's normal, but she's traumatized by a ghost, Hayden. Which one is it?
Actually, that's a good way to frame it. If you're so fucking normal, why don't you want to talk about your trauma?
Yeah.
Ghost trauma. Talk about it with us.
Hey, Mom, I'm doing a podcast. Can you talk about the time that you were like possessed or whatever happened?
Here's how you do it. You play Scrabble with her, but then every word you spell is like ghost, curse,
Ouija.
trauma, Ouija.
Talk about your problems. Can you do that in Scrabble?
Yeah.
You can do problems. That'd actually be a really good Scrabble word.
Yeah, triple word score, boom. Now you have, Mom. If I
Wait.
get this, you have to tell me. Okay, you have to
Isn't
tell me if I
problem-
get the triple word.
Talk about your trauma. 4-word bonus. I'm sorry.
It's 8 letters, so you have to play the
8
S on
letters,
something
yeah.
or like the P on something.
But that
Get
would be a
ready.
Play off
Scrabble.
of
Isn't a
it.
Scrabble where you play an 8-letter word?
Scrabble's where you play a 7-letter word, like all of your letters are used. So even if it
I thought
is
you
an
have
8,
8.
if you're combining it, it's still Scrabble.
Do you have 7 tiles or 8 tiles in Scrabble?
7.
7. Okay.
Yeah.
Because Scrabble's 8 letters. That's what threw me off.
Is that what it's spelled based on? I have
No, I don't
played-
think so. I
never played.
I never
Actually,
thought
I've never
that.
played a game of Scrabble. Yeah, I've never played a game
It's
of
super
Scrabble.
fun.
We should play it at some point for sure.
But you should ask
But,
your mom. You should ask your mom and be like, "Hey,
I've been
I
wanting
know
to.
you don't want to
just never
talk
wanna
about
bring it
this,
up. Yeah.
but Mom, I'm a grown man now.
How are babies made?
I think
How
it's
are
time
babies
you
made?
tell me how are babies
And-
made and are ghosts real?"
You talk about the
Right.
ghost, but I believe so. I mean, it's really hard. I think in the same way, kind of like you said, Hayden, that it's hard to dismiss, frankly, like something like that acting. So, but I have to, as a logical person, I have to believe that if there's something like that could exist, it would have to exist upon like some kind of emotional thing, and it has to exist on some kind of like purposeful, like forceful thing in that emotion. So, like as far as like a curse existing, I couldn't. I'm not going to tell you that a spell exists, but I would say that maybe if some people believed enough in that spell, they can maybe leave some kind of bad voodoo behind on that shit.
Right. It's hard for me to deny that like the things that we say do have energy,
Yeah.
negative and positive. And so if you look at spells and curses the same way, it's just a more focused, concentrated version of that energy. So
So do you believe prayer works?
There we go.
Because that's saying the same thing.
It is
right. If you want to
absolutely.
call it prayer, then yes.
And if you want to call it a curse, you can.
Right.
I think
Okay.
prayer
Or
is
speaking,
very
manifesting.
universal,
Manifesting.
and the universal language of it, as far as like, obviously, a curse is doing a negative effect with something, and a prayer trying to invoke a positive
But
effect.
it's like walking through a
spiritual energy.
concentration camp. You're gonna feel darkness.
That's
Oh,
I
the
bet.
that
You're gonna feel that bad shit
reason.
happen.
Yeah, that's the only reason I can believe in that shit, because it's just I can't tell if you can call it magic or not, or if it's just what you'd call something you can't explain really in your life. But there is some kind of caveman instinctive thing that, as far as it's been discussed, it's talked about, but you're in a place that says, like you said, bad things happen, where it's you can feel the bad or something. I don't know. That's how that's the only way I can see a logical approach to that, because I'm not, it sounds so stupid, but it's like the Michael Scott thing. I'm not superstitious, but I'm stitious. And I don't believe you should disregard or shake a bad feeling.
Would you,
Yes.
for $1 million
Yes.
or whatever amount of money,
I've already said yes.
stay overnight or stay for a week by yourself in an abandoned insane asylum,
Yes.
locked inside?
Legitimately, yes, I would.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Would you do it
For
for
the
free? Would you
experience-
do it for free just to be on like a show about it or something, like a Fear Factor show?
No.
I don't know about that. I need more.
We don't have hubris, though. We don't have hubris, so we don't really care about the thing. I would think that-
$100,000,
Yeah,
Probably.
Yeah.
50,000,
Maybe, yeah.
10,000,
I think 10 would be like the lowest I would go.
5,000.
Nah.
So at
I
the
could
end
do
of this week, I'll
5.
give you $5,000.
I could do 5.
For a week? I could do a day.
3 nights.
No, but
3 nights, $5,000.
That's easy money.
It's easy money.
do a day, like one day, like one night, like really 24 hours of having to confront this shit. Like as far as, because I think you have to
24
factor
hours,
in, like,
$500.
food, lodging, and all the like staying the night there over and over again. Really, just one like hard ass experience in there. Let's say 18 hours. 18 hours in a fucking super like abandoned insane asylum where the most negative energy would be. What would it be like? I can't even think of a place that could be legit.
What if they planted people in there to like mess with you and bang and make
you're
noise
fucking
and stuff?
with me,
Would
yeah.
you leave?
No, I mean
You didn't know if it was real. They're not going to hurt you.
I don't think it would be
Would you?
fun. I don't think it would be interesting at that point.
Yeah, it's just like, so it's like if you're trying to do the rule, like I'm just trying to think of how to filter out just really you being exposed to like the environment without like, because my thing is like when you think of
but
doing
you
a
can't
cafe,
stay put.
It's like, what am I eating? It's like, what am I eating? Am I eating like good food every day? What's my lodging like? Am I going back to like a hotel, or am I staying on the grounds? Am I staying on the grounds like in the night in like a sleeping bag on the fucking concrete floor?
They drop you off for 24 hours. You go at 7 o'clock in the morning. You have to stay till 7 o'clock the next day.
See, like 18 to 24 hours, I feel like, yeah, you don't have to sleep necessarily. So I'm not worried about that. I can like bring food.
I feel like I would want to just sleep and make it go by faster.
Oh, what's it? Well, that's the thing about it. Like,
You couldn't?
God damn.
I don't think I'd be
No,
able
I
to.
would. Yeah, I would be like, I would be running around. I would be trying to occupy time, not sleeping.
Because waking up in the middle of the night in that situation would almost be worse than staying awake the whole time. Because then you wake up and you have like a disorienting thing of like, where am I?
Yeah.
What's gone on? Is anything around me?
And you want to sleep for 18 hours? That's what I would feel like. It's like, you know, like you'd
I
be
could
able to
do
sleep for
that,
like 8-9 hours, but it'd be like the rest would be like its own fucking nightmare. I mean, it's like I'd wake up like after 10 hours and be like,
I think that's what would fuck me up.
I'd be like, I would start to believe fucking whatever at that point, but
Or thinking that I'm still asleep and I'm actually in like a waking nightmare. That I woke up in an insane oh my god, I can't say in an insane asylum.
You only get 3 chances, Hayden, and then we throw you in the insane asylum.
I feel like I should be there right now. It's where I deserve it.
That is the rules. Believe it or not, that's the rules.
Hey, thank you for listening to the podcast. That was it for today. We are just a bunch of dudes that want to entertain you. Go buy Cutter Eats Paper. That's what he does. Go buy Daddy's Milk shirts below in the link. Look at it. Cutter just ate a whole piece of paper. How does it taste? Lift up your tongue.
Bro, that's a lot of acid you just took.
It was an entire sheet.
Was that the acid paper? I was saving that.
Tune in for the next episode where Cutter is in an insane asylum.
Okay,
Literally
bye,
just ate. You spit it out. Fuck off.
That's what you think.